U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Davos for the World Economic Forum. He met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy earlier this morning. Yesterday, Switzerland agreed to host a global peace summit on Ukraine at Zelensky's request. Meanwhile, China's Premier Li Qiang has said choosing to invest in China was an opportunity and not a risk. Addressing business leaders in Davos, Li said the Chinese economy was estimated to have grown by 5.2% in 2023, above the official target of 5%. This as his country grapples with sluggish post-pandemic recovery and a real estate slump. So joining me now with more on this from Davos is Leela de Kretser. She is the global breaking news editor at Reuters and the executive producer of the Reuters World News podcast. Leela, thank you so much for joining us. All right, so
Thanks for having me.
the World Economic Forum, lots to talk about, a lot of global issues. Of course, we're talking about, the war in Gaza, the Houthi attacks on international shipping lanes. Climate change is always there. Artificial intelligence is always there. And of course, the war in Ukraine. What are going to be the top issues that will be discussed?
I think this morning we definitely saw that China was at the top of the list. Li Qiang's speech about opening up and being open for investment contrasts with a lot of other panels here at Davos, which are about de-risking and how countries can get out of China. So it's an interesting time. What was also interesting is China's presence is being requested as we try to see peace in the Middle East and also Ukraine. We had Zelenskyy yesterday calling on China to take part in peace talks. China's relationship with Russia is obviously key there. And there are some who believe that as an ally of Russia, it may be critical to expand the peace talks just from the allies who support Zelenskyy. Zelenskyy, of course, is not only here talking peace, he's been spending a lot of time with business leaders this morning, a lot of the heads of banks, CEOs. The idea there is to drum up investment in reconstruction of Ukraine if peace can be found. Now, of course, the question will be whether banks and investors want to talk about investing before there is a peace. So those topics have definitely dominated. And at the same time, those strikes that you just have covered on ships in the Red Sea, they're also dominating discussions here. And we're hearing from many CEOs about the disruptions they're causing to their supply chains and what that's doing for prices for goods, as well as shipping and container companies. We heard from the Qatari PM this morning sort of saying that until the war in Gaza stops, we won't be able to stop the Houthis from launching attacks on those ships in the Red Sea. So it's been a very busy morning with a lot of war talk from across the world.
So speaking of the war talk, what more do we know about this peace summit that Switzerland has agreed to host for Ukraine, on behalf of Ukraine? We know that Russia's not involved, so can anything sort of tangible come out of this? And how does Davos factor in?
So that's a really good question. We've had 4 sit-downs before on what Zelenskyy has called his peace talk formula. But yes, the question is, without Russia there, how can there be peace talks? The belief is if perhaps the participants could expand to include some of the countries that are non-aligned. So right now you have countries like China, but also countries in Latin America and Africa who are not aligned, who have condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine very early, but then stayed on the sidelines. And those are countries that have diplomatic relations with Russia. So the hope is perhaps that we could expand the discussions of what peace might look like. But yes, you're right. How far can that really go if Russia is not in the room?
Yeah, it's fascinating, though. Leela, thank you very much.
Thanks so much for having me.